Yo, it's Alex and Mike coming at you like the inevitability that is death.
Yeah.
That was my entire intro. I have nothing from now.
You have nothing from now. That was an interesting character that you had.
Thank you.
Radical 90s skater boy.
Yo, what's up? And have you ever thought about what happens when we die?
Cause I do constantly. Watch me rip the 360. Yeah.
I eat danger for breakfast. Also, I contemplate the meaning of existence. Do you think we're alone in the universe?
Kickflip. I kind of want to do a series of just that character now. I'm not gonna lie. That's a really fun. That's a really fun bit.
Wow, that worked out far greater than I could have ever expected.
Existential skateboarder.
Existential skateboard kick-ass bro.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, you know, Mike, I'm doing pretty damn awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, I'm in a skater boy mood now. I know.
Okay. I was gonna try to not copy you, but that was the only word that I could
cool.
think of. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh yes.
To the Weekly Undertaking.
I am Mike.
My name is Alex.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the 38th episode of the Weekly Undertaking.
We gotta stop doing the hand gestures because it's kind of. Now I'm getting uncomfortable. I don't know about you.
I was not.
Well, I was, and you know, I only care about myself, as I've established before.
Many times.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It was a long week, but we got through it.
Well, what happened?
Now let's see. You know, work bullshit and stuff like that. I saw Jordan Peele's new movie Us last night.
I've heard phenomenal things about that.
It was different than what I was expecting in a very good way. I think it's now my favorite horror movie that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I gotta see it.
Yeah, you really do. I'm not gonna spoil it because literally being blindsided is what I think made it so good.
That's good. Okay.
But it's very different from Get Out. I'll say that much.
Okay, good.
Well,
not good, but
I mean,
now I know what not to expect. I guess.
I guess so. You saw Get Out, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think it was the first horror movie ever to be even nominated for Best Picture.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I mean, he won an Oscar, not for Best Picture, but he won an Oscar for I think screenplay. I don't think he won director that year. But yeah, it was a really good movie, and Jordan Peele definitely does not disappoint.
All right, I'm gonna go see it.
You are
when I have a chance.
Yeah, it is scary as all hell. I gotta. It's also really twisty. It kind of fucked me up for a little while.
Well, maybe I'll wait until it's available online and watch it on a small screen in a brightly lit room then.
Okay, I'm gonna say we're recording this opening weekend of Us, which I think is 2 weeks ago for them, or
1 week ago.
1 week ago. But I saw it in a packed theater, and let me tell you, the experience of watching a horror movie in a sold out theater is so different from watching it in your own room, and
because everyone's quiet.
No, everybody's freaking out. Also, you know, you can hear everybody jump or say, "Oh no, don't you fucking go down there!" at every single moment. So it's you know, also when the hero does something really cool and shit,
yeah, everyone cheers,
everyone applauds and everything like that. It's a very interactive experience, which I was not expecting. But
that's cool. That's cool. Mm-hmm. All right, fine. I'll think about going and seeing it in a theater.
You should absolutely think about doing that.
Long-time listeners will know I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Yes, I know, and I really am. But yeah,
so, I'll try.
You did enjoy horror movies before, haven't you?
I did, but it's still hard. It's still hard for me.
I still can't. It's still a struggle. I understand that.
Thank you.
I can understand that.
That's all I need.
Yeah. What did you do this week?
Oh wow, lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from our Weekly Undertaking, which I know we always have this conversation of like, what'd you do this week? I did this. What'd you do this week? I did this, and also I did the Weekly Undertaking segue.
We did the challenge, yes.
Yes, and that will be the segue. But first,
in that exact tone,
yes.
Can we just expressly
totally
say every time that we segue from one topic into another, just how we have to say segue?
Segue.
And lift up too.
Yes. This week I worked, I played, I saw my old college friends last night, as I told you off screen.
You did. How was that?
Cam, off mic. Off mic.
Off mic, yeah.
Yes. That would be a cool podcast name for you, like Off Mic with Mike. But you're on mic.
But the mic is on, so...
Well, I know, but it's like a sort of like a chill thing. I don't know, it's a work in progress.
We got the title, nothing else.
That's how all my ideas start. But it was great. We went to... We got dinner, and we went to Big Gay Ice Cream, which was delicious.
Big Gay Ice Cream?
Yes, ice cream shops. I think there are a few of them in the city.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they make fantastic ice cream.
Never heard of it.
It's a lot of fun.
Is it like a mom and pop? Is it like hard ice cream or soft serve?
I think they have both. I got soft served.
I've in my experience, hard ice cream is better if you're going to an independent restaurant or ice cream place, because it's like then they have the ability to actually interact with the ice cream and make it their own.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, soft serve ice cream is ice cream.
I'm a huge soft serve guy.
A Carvel or what's another soft serve ice cream place?
Marvel. I was saying that last week.
Yeah, but I think that's a Long Island thing specifically.
I know.
I don't know if that's a chain anywhere else. That's weird to me, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
What else? Who else does soft serve? There's a lot of frozen yogurt.
Dairy Queen.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Dairy Queen's a beast.
Yeah, I guess all the fast food places have soft serve.
Well, Dairy Queen's not a fast food place. It's an ice cream place.
Yeah, okay.
That also happens to have burgers. I've never had food at Dairy Queen before in my life.
Okay.
Have you?
No, I've never had Dairy Queen.
You've never had Dairy Queen?
No.
You've never had a Blizzard?
No.
You've never seen someone fill your cup with ice cream and then turn it upside down? And you've never seen it defy gravity?
I've seen the commercials, Mike. I know what it does.
Well, I mean, not only in the commercials, it's a first-hand experience. It's awesome. You know, to see the laws of physics be broken so easily.
All right. Come on.
What?
Fine.
It's a good thing.
If you will take me to Dairy Queen, I will go with you to Dairy Queen.
I absolutely will.
Great. Let's go. Several hours later. Hey, we're back from Dairy Queen.
Hey, how was it, Alex?
Oh, it was so good, Mike. It's been 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I couldn't live with this lie. I was going to get up and walk away and like shout from a distance, but then you paused and I freaked out.
I was ready to go to Dairy Queen, Alex. I am very disappointed that that's not where this podcast is going.
We got an episode to record, man.
Yeah, we can record it with Dairy Queen.
We can record it at Dairy Queen. I'd do it.
That would be a great time if they would let us.
Yeah, no.
How do we get sponsored by Dairy Queen?
That'd be a fun undertaking, just 10-minute segments once a day in different locations. That's the whole podcast all just stitched together.
I feel like that would be a better video than it would be a podcast.
No,
because they can't tell the difference.
You get to hear all the ambiances in different places.
Such as what? As
people talking, people talking like the wind and trees falling.
Trees falling?
Yeah.
We're going to chop down a tree on this podcast?
We could hang out at a deforestation site.
We're taking a trip to the Amazon rainforest.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, this bit is going nowhere. So aside from all of that, I also did segue the Weekly Undertaking this week, Mike.
What was the Weekly Undertaking this week, Alex?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked so enthusiastically.
I am very thrilled.
It was a redo or a continuation or something of a episode we did a long time ago, checking out the competition. This one was checking out more of the competition.
Real creative title.
Well, yeah, but then people see the link and they're like, "Oh, I saw that one. Now I can see this one."
And we can see the continuity.
We can continue to see nothing because it's a podcast.
Absolutely. So, we listened to 7 different podcasts this week.
You listened to 7?
No, 6. You're right.
We listened to 6.
Yeah.
We were gonna do 7, but apparently we both forgot to do a 7th.
Yeah. No. I mean, we agreed upon the 6, and then I think the idea was going to be research one on your own. But
yes.
I didn't do that.
No, I was gonna do it today, and then I got sidetracked doing other things.
Yeah.
So 6 is fine.
Story of my life.
I mean, we're already 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
So, and the other episode took like an hour. So.
Well, we have to give each podcast their due.
At least a little bit of time. Yeah. I agree.
So, what podcasts did we check out this week? You have the descriptions, right?
So I'll read them off real quick, and then we'll go into them one at a time.
Yes, absolutely. We should also. We'll go into each one, and then we'll read the description that they have on their Spotify. Yeah, Spotify.
Sure. Because that's what I have open.
Yes.
All right. So, in no particular order, first up is the inside joke. Their description is, the inside joke is meant to make you feel like you're part of something special. Sort of like an inside joke. Come check us out.
Oh, okay.
Simple and clean.
So what was the next one?
Esoteric Oddities.
Oh, I love the name of this podcast so much.
Yeah, every week on Esoteric Oddities.
Esoteric Odyssey? I would like to watch that movie.
Hosted by Homer. host Jonathan, and you just got.
It took me a hot second to get this educated.
You're the
joke.
smart boy. You're supposed to know that.
But yeah, okay. So read it.
Yes. How do you say her name? I forget. I'm sorry.
What, host Jonathan and Sarah, right?
Sarah.
I'm taking a guess at that one.
We'll
find out.
Her name is said in multiple episodes that I listened to, and I've already forgotten them, and now I feel like shit.
I listened to exactly one episode.
Anyway, they dive into all things macabre. You read this. God. I can't read fancy.
Every week on Esoteric Oddities, hosts Jonathan and Sarah dive into all things macabre and mysterious. Serial killers, medical mysteries, and ghostly encounters, and much more await.
Hooray. Next up?
What? Never mind. I was going to roast you for not knowing how to pronounce macabre.
All right. Well, next up is Wizard and the Bruiser.
Yes.
From the Last Podcast Network. You may be familiar with them through Last Podcast on the Left,
which we reviewed during our last Checking Out the Competition episode.
Yes, and we both loved very much.
Yes, it's great.
So, host Holden McNeely and Jake Young are your guides on a psychotropic journey into the sea. You should just read all of these.
You want me to read them? Okay,
I'm not a good reader.
Hey, it's okay. I majored in reading.
That's true.
I did.
You spent 4 years learning how to read.
Which I already knew how to do, mind you. Holden McNeely and Jake Young are your guides on a psychotropic journey into the secret origins of nerd culture. Fill your ears with education each week as the host tackles subjects from the worlds of comic books, video games, anime, and film. Untold stories, bizarre facts, and crazed deconstructions will fly at you at dangerous speeds. Do not listen if you are pregnant or nursing. Make no mistake, this is the sweatiest podcast in human history.
Wow, really short and sweet there, guys.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, it's a trip. I enjoyed reading that. That was an experience of itself.
Next up is And That's Why We Drink.
And That's Why We Drink, which is a hugely popular podcast.
Oh, yeah, they do not need our help at all.
No, okay, so their description is murder and the paranormal finally meet. Grab your wine and milkshakes and join us every Sunday for some chilling ghost stories and downright terrifying true crime stories. The world's a scary place, and that's why we drink.
Classy.
Oh, I like how they put the name of the podcast into the...
Have you not read our description? Because I did that too.
Did you?
With our description.
You took care of that part of it, and I didn't look at it because I don't respect you or the work that you put in here.
All right, well, now we're taking time to read our own description.
No, we're gonna...
All right, fine.
That is a little too self-promoting for me. But what one we have to read? Oh, Secret Spice of Life, right?
Yes.
Okay, Secret Spice of Life was created to deliver some variety in your daily lives while encouraging you to follow your dreams in a positive manner. The podcast will include conversations about starting a small business, self-education, fitness, music, and many other topics.
All right, who do you want to start with?
Wait, we have one more.
No, that's it.
Wolverine?
Oh, you didn't read that. You skipped it.
Okay. This is a really long one, and it ends with a ... So basically, it's called Wolverine: The Lost Trail. It's okay. It's basically a Marvel story radio drama. I think we can put it that way, right? It's So what one do you want to start
with? Wolverine.
About Wolverine. Shocker.
All right, fine. Let's start with Wolverine: The Lost The Lost Trail?
No.
The Long Night.
The
See,
Long
this is why
Night.
I was confused.
Yeah.
Because it's called The Lost Trail, but it's also called The Long Night.
So
look up either and you'll find it.
I wonder if that's a separate series, because...
No, this is definitely the one you recommended, because I clicked that link.
That I sent you?
Came to this.
Okay, because mine always comes up as The Long Night. That's interesting.
Strange.
That is. Very.
Yes.
But Wolverine: The Long Night is, or Lost Trail, or whatever it is, is an award-winning podcast radio drama thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I had heard about it before, in my just because I'm a nerd and I like all things comic book and superhero related.
Hell yeah.
And I never got a chance to listen to it, but I knew that it was supposed to be incredible. So I figured this. I suggested this one because it was like, well, this is a podcast listening challenge. This is a podcast I want to check out. Why not kill two birds with one stone?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your experience with it?
I liked it a lot. Also, I'm going to call you a hypocrite, and I'll explain why in a few minutes.
Okay.
But I liked it a lot. I only got through the first couple.
I only got through the first one.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. All right, well, then I'll go more specific. I only made it through the first two.
Okay, cool.
But it is very fascinating, and it is a radio drama about Wolverine.
Yes.
It's simple, clean. I don't know what else to say. It's very well done, obviously.
It is something that I was surprised by is it was very noir like.
Yeah.
Like at least the first episode is presented in a very detective like style of a boat full of dead people turn up in Alaska, and the investigation into that, and we find out later on that like it's
dude
Wolverine
named Logan
is very short, very very wide,
very stumpy,
that cuts off people's heads and arms and things like that. You know, that sounds like
definitely,
the guy we
definitely sounds like it's going places.
You know, the description sounds like Hugh Jackman. Yeah, yeah. We should take Hugh Jackman in for questioning.
Yeah, hey.
I don't know who actually plays Wolverine in this, but it's apparently
did a good job.
No name. I mean, voice actors in general aren't really very famous or popular, but yeah. Why are you calling me a hypocrite over this?
Did you listen to this with headphones?
No, I listened to this on my car radio.
Okay, then you're less of a hypocrite, because this is a fucking ASMR trip, I will tell you.
Is it really?
If you listen to this with headphones, you could tell. They recorded this with fucking, like, those ear microphones, and there's just in the room, all the, like, specific, like, K's and P sounds were super, like, exaggerated.
Crisp and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was so crisp, I got the tinglies. I get the tinglies.
You got that weird sensation.
Wow. I don't get it a lot. I got it a lot listening to this. So this is a fucking ASMR. Do not listen to it with headphones. Then
I will. I mean, I will not. If that's what the experience was.
I don't think it's meant to be an ASMR. I think it has ASMR side effects.
I don't think so either. I think it was just trying to sound really edgy and dark and like all those prod shows and things like that try to make comic book heroes like relatable to the modern day, like the Punisher and Daredevil and stuff like that. It just ends up coming out really edgy. But
it's just the way it was recorded.
Yeah.
But when I was listening to this, I was just so excited to talk about it. I was like, oh my god, Mike, you fucking asshole! I can't wait. Because it has superheroes in it, so it's fine now.
I mean, objectively, it is. Superheroes, it's totally okay. Everything else is fine as long as that's on the table.
Wow, great.
For those of you that didn't listen last week,
Michael does not like ASMR.
No, and Alex kind of strong-armed me into doing an ASMR challenge.
I wasn't even that much. I gave you no choice.
You did? Yeah, he kind of forced me into it, and last week was a whole big thing. So listen to that episode too.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun to talk.
Yeah. What else? Okay, so Wolverine, The Long Night / The Lost Trail, really good podcast.
Go listen to it.
I recommend.
If you like Marvel, you like podcasts, I see no reason you wouldn't enjoy it.
It's also just very different from the other podcasts that I've ever listened to because it's not informative.
It's a story.
It's not dialogue. Yeah, it's a story in and of itself. So yeah.
There are definitely more of those. I just haven't looked into them.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yes.
All right, what one do you want to discuss next?
All right, let's move to the inside joke. We'll switch back and forth between ones I did and ones you did.
Sure.
Also, it may be obvious, but the three I picked were the inside joke, Esoteric Oddities, and Secret Spice of Life, and I found them all on Reddit.
What did you Google what did you search on Reddit?
Well, I went to the podcast subreddit
r/podcast.
Yes, because it's full of like very hopeful future famous podcasters trying to plug their shit, and I would know that because I always plug the Weekly Undertaking on there.
Fair enough.
And they have a weekly thing where it's like post your podcasts in the comments, and people can go find them. So I was like, well, they all put their podcasts out there to be listened to. I think it's fair that we take them and review them on our podcast, which I will then plug.
Absolutely. So the one that we're discussing is the inside joke.
Inside joke, yes. This one baffles me. It baffles me.
Yeah.
Because they're about the size of us, maybe a little bigger, I think.
Really? That's that? Okay.
They're not huge, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they have these incredible guest stars where I have no idea how they get them. They have Chris Barnes.
I don't know who that is.
He's a great bowler. He's a famous two-handed bowler where, like, you know, like when people talk about two-handed bowlers, then like, oh yeah, there's Jason Belmonte and the other guy. Chris Barnes is the other guy.
Yes, in all those conversations about pro bowling that I have had.
Yeah.
That's something that is brought up constantly, of course.
I'm a bowler, by the way. That's why I care. Also, they interviewed a board game maker, so I was like, fuck, this is perfect for me.
Yeah. I listened to their interview with the drummer of the Pork Tornadoes, which is not a band that I was familiar with, but I listened to a couple of their songs after the interview, and they're really good. But yeah, one thing that just kind of struck me is these guys are phenomenal interviewers.
Yeah, they're really good. I like their little questions in the beginning with like the toothpaste and the the alarm stuff.
Yeah,
that stuff's amazing. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, they are. Check them out. We'll leave a link in the description and
for everything.
For obviously. Everything, but check them out because I watch a lot of late night TV, like The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is one of my favorite shows out there. Same with and I'll occasionally watch some of the other ones, like with Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and stuff like that. So I will often watch interviews, and it's a very different feel, obviously, because the celebrities that they interview on late night shows are promoting things, and that's not really the case with this. But these guys find a way to make the interviewer or interviewee seem so comfortable and so conversational.
Yeah.
And they're really good at getting them to just be real, which is what you want in an interview, period. So and that's not often achieved anywhere else. So I really praise these guys.
Yeah, good job, dude. Yeah. One thing, well, they're very new.
Are they really?
They've only got like a handful of episodes right now. At the time of this recording, I think their pilot was January 16th.
Oh, wow.
So our holiday special came out like 4 weeks before these guys even existed.
Yeah.
Or this podcast, at least. One thing I'm going to say, you guys need some better artwork.
What do you... Oh, with the Bitmojis? I like the Bitmojis.
I don't. But I'm a stubborn, stuck-up graphic designer.
I can tell. Yeah.
But because, like, I sent it to you.
So wait, are you...
And you sent me a picture of it just to be like, this one?
Well, I mean, also, yes, number one. But number two is because you sent me the title and the other podcast that you recommended. You sent me screenshots of their thing.
So you wanted to make sure.
I wanted to make sure. But, I mean, I don't know. It kind of plays into their thing, because they're just kind of chill guys just doing this for shits and giggles, and
that's fair.
That it plays into their brand, so to speak. And I really,
I'm gonna say, our boy Winston, he does commissions. He did our artwork.
I'm not gonna lie.
Give him a call.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that you were bringing this up to plug your graphic design.
Oh well, no, you can come to me too. But Winston's a great illustrator, so if you want some like nice he's in our description. Go send him a message, guys.
Yeah,
I think he would be happy to work with you, and I think he would be happy that I found him some new clients.
I mean, support Adam, Rudy, and Winston, who help us as we'll plug them at the end too.
If you need new music too,
if you need new music, go to Adam. If you need new illustrations and graphic design, go to Winston.
They do great work, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that the artwork takes. I like the artwork. It's really nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna say change it. Okay. But that's just me. I'm an artist, so I get pissed off at stuff I don't like. Pissed off? Well, there's a silent rage in me all the time.
Okay.
Every day
that I see something
ugly. And then
I
take my anger out on designs that I don't like. So.
All right.
But aside from that, they're incredible.
They're really good podcasters. They're very chill, very relaxing, very nice. Yeah, check them out.
All right, you take me through one of yours.
Let's go with two, and that's why we drink.
And that's why we drink.
This is one I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, but I'm big into true crime and horror stories.
No way.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm big into true crime podcasts and things like that. And this is one that I discovered just kind of browsing through, like months ago, browsing through the Spotify.
It's on the top page of like all those things now.
Yes, and they deserve it. And I'm not going to lie, the reason why I brought it up is because they're coming to a theater near us touring soon.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of want to go, and I just wanted to see if you would like.
So you're asking me on our show, so I can't say no. I mean, but I would really like to do that. Yes.
You can absolutely say no. Like, I don't think they're gonna be pissed off.
No, I do. I am gonna come. Okay. We're coming. Unless we can't get tickets. Can we get tickets?
I mean, it's a few months in advance, so I'm sure that there are tickets available.
Cool.
Anyway, what were your thoughts on And That's Why We Drink?
I gave this podcast a try, I think, a few months ago.
Okay.
When they were like in the 80s.
Yes.
As far as their episodes go.
That's when I started listening to them too, I think. earlier than that, but somewhere in that zone.
Wasn't a fan at first.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to them once, and 20 minutes into one episode, I was like, I'm really not feeling this. I'm just gonna go elsewhere.
Okay.
But I decided this week to give them a wholesome, honest try. Because we have to.
Because that's what the challenge is.
And I listened to their most recent live show.
Oh, okay.
And they brought such a love to this crowd. Like, you could tell this crowd loved them.
Where were they in this show?
I gotta check.
I don't know if I listened to that episode yet. Well, while you look that up, so they put on a good live show. What stories did they tell? Did you He's still scrolling through their
The
feed.
fuck is the live show?
I don't know, dude. You listened to it.
Yeah,
Shouldn't it
I know.
be like your recently listened to or downloads or something like that?
Oh, yeah. I found it.
Okay.
Episode 111.
Which is
A Ghost Tour by M and a Mother of Pearl Pie Tin. Yes.
Oh, was that in their was that in New Orleans? NOLA?
It was in the description. Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. That's so their thing. The thing of that, and that's why we drink, is the first half. They do a paranormal story of some kind. Normally it's a ghost story, but sometimes it's mythology and things like that.
It was very paranormal.
Yes. And then the second half is a true crime story done by the other person. I'm not going to lie, I get them mixed up still to this day. Even though I've been listening to them for 20 plus episodes, I get the names kind of screwy, so I'm not going to even try. But they are very interesting. I think that they're incredible storytellers.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with it, you can tell. And they're just there's something about them that's so engrossing, and you just can't stop listening. It's just fascinating to hear them.
This week I listened to episode 108, which it's told the story of I'm gonna scroll through so I remember, but it told the story of it was like a it was the story of Dear David, which was a viral ghost story that was live tweeted on Twitter for over the course of months.
Oh, cool.
And just the way that she told the story just gave me the chill, to the point where I've listened to a lot of this shit in the past, and I didn't get as spooked as I did any other time, but besides listening to this story. So I really recommend checking them out if you're in for a good spook.
Yeah, I like them a lot, actually. And, I'm excited to go see them live now, because, of course, we're doing that.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we?
I will go without you, honestly. You invited me, I won't take you.
I assume they have wine, because I also really like their transition stuff.
Like the sipping?
When they cut to ads, what they do is they do it like a little clink of the glass, and they have a little sipping noise and stuff like that. It just kind of plays into the theme of the podcast, which I
like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all wraps together very nicely.
Are you going to criticize their cover art at all?
No, it's beautiful.
It's really nice. It's like a Ouija board style with blood splatters.
Yeah. The inside joke. This is what you could be.
Oh, come on. Would you lay off the inside joke?
Look, I made it clear that I love them.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, so I can rip on their artwork and not get sued.
All right.
Please don't sue us.
Please. I don't know if this is suable.
I don't know. Yeah, we're just talking about them.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that, nice. All right, so let's go to yours.
Yeah, okay. Let's do the other one where I don't like the cover art. Sorry, Secret Spice of Life.
Oh my god.
You're next.
Oh my god.
And this time I will plug myself. Give me a call. I'll help you out.
Okay, so let's talk about
Email in the description.
Let's talk about the actual content.
Yeah. I know. So, I want to talk a lot about this one. Okay. Because this podcast is one that I really, really wanted to love.
Okay.
It has such an interesting premise, an idea, a format idea that I've never really seen before.
What do you mean?
They do daily episodes, daily releases, and each episode, for the most part, is 1 to 2 minutes long, where they just talk about a specific subject, and sometimes involving that day. One I listened to, it was Love Your Neighbor Day or something like that, and it was make sure if you see a neighbor, express gratitude, tell them little stuff like that, just
try to kind of check in, saying hello to the listeners, kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. And then they also, would guess around once a week they do like actual episodes,
like hour-long episodes.
Yes, on different things, most of which seem to be about movies, books, or
the one I listened to
football.
was
March Madness.
Yeah, March Madness is not football, Alex.
I don't know.
See, I was very excited because the picture that you sent me from the Reddit page was them advertising their March Madness thing, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna listen to a sports podcast this week, because I would never expect you to give me a sports podcast.
I tried to think of you.
You did, and I don't know. College basketball is so damn
it's
complicated.
Basketball.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No, I don't know.
March Madness? Really?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't sports.
I know, but like that seems to be common knowledge in my mind.
Well, it is to me now. It is.
I guess so. But yeah, they were going through their picks for the NCAA tournament. And I liked the way that they took a moment to break down every single team that they went through. Not a huge one, because like there are 68 teams in the tournament. And like how do you break down 68 different freaking teams
in a very long episode?
Well, it was like an hour max. And I will say that I do appreciate that 2 of the 3 of them picked my school, St. John's, to win their game. St. John's got crushed, so they were wrong. But I do appreciate the fact that they had hope in us when even I didn't.
But what I wanted to say was,
yeah.
I think you guys just need a few little tweaks to really bring out something incredible here.
Yeah.
I would honestly consider getting rid of like the long episode formats.
Really?
Not like legitimately, like a consideration, because the more interesting part of the podcast to me is like these shorter segments. Maybe make those segments like a little bit longer, like 5 minutes a day. Leave like an extra 30-second clip at the end advertising another podcast you do, where then you can do long episodes about these topics you seem to be very passionate about, but that don't really fit into your whole Secret Spice of Life theme that you have going on here, with like the self-improvement and the positive manners. But then you also have like movie reviews and March Madness talk, which is apparently basketball.
I'm still very disappointed that you didn't like.
All right,
that you
come
didn't know
on.
March Madness, but no, I mean I liked the long form, but I mean you're right in that what makes the podcast unique is the daily check-ins, the daily short episodes.
So I think you should capitalize on what sets you off from the competition. But you know that's just me.
But yeah, I mean it's a very nice podcast. I do recommend it. It's very chill, and maybe
give it a try. Yes, it can. It's almost there.
Yeah,
I'd say like a few a few little things, and I think it can really be something that I'd come back to on and on again. But also seriously,
so the biggest issue with the podcast,
cover art. You gotta give me a call. Email in the description.
I think you're putting too much emphasis on the cover art.
It's an important part of the podcast.
It's an important part of the advertising component, but I think that what they're doing is the pod.
I judge what I listen. I judge whether or not to listen by a podcast's art.
Okay.
Because I judge books by covers.
You let that go on the record that Alex is an asshole.
All right. Well, then fine. Let's just move on then.
What's the next one?
Wizard and the Bruiser.
Oh, that's the other one that I did. Yes, The Wizard and the Bruiser, which is one of the nerdiest podcasts that I've ever listened to. But it's so for those of you that are not nerds or are not aware of this podcast in general, nerd culture is huge. There is
I think people know that.
It's just like there is so much to know about nerd culture that it's impossible to put the effort into every single thing that you might be interested in and catch up on them. So the general idea of this podcast is that they go into different fandoms, different things that nerds are obsessed with. So like, for example, they have an episode on StarCraft, an episode on They Might Be Giants, an episode on Invader Zim, and everything else under the sun. And they just kind of give a history and a brief overview on what is interesting about this thing.
Honestly, I'd say it's literally the last podcast on the left, but with nerd culture.
Okay, I like that assessment. Yes. I had to take a second to think about that, but I think, with a little more emphasis, I think it's a little less emphasis on storytelling, I think, than the last.
The
podcast
ones I
on the
listened
left.
to were very story driven.
Okay.
But I only listened to 2 of them.
Which one did you listen to?
The story on Activision, which was very fascinating, and I picked that one because of all the shit Activision's going through.
What are they going through?
Oh, did you?
I don't know anything about it.
So they came out and said 2018 was their by far most profitable year of all time. And then they let off 800 employees like right after that.
Oh, jeez.
So the big guys could get more money.
That is really dickish.
It's such a shitty move, and everyone was fucking pissed at them. So
yeah, as
I
they
think
should
that's
be.
why they did an episode on Activision like recently.
Okay.
I would guess. Because they started out as like the first third-party developer for video games. And they really did a 180 since then, because now they're like pieces of shit. Not the people at the company, like the whole company's just all fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's fair to say. I listened to the one on StarCraft, which is a video game that I knew nothing about, just kind of the name. And yeah, they did go in depth into telling the story about, what the creation of Blizzard, which is the company that produces StarCraft, and the production of the game, and the lore is a little bit, and the lore of the game. And it really was very fascinating.
Yeah.
Just like, I think learning the history of anything, how anything became successful is interesting, but especially because, I don't know, at least in the StarCraft episode, they were very invested in what they were talking about. And we talked about this, I think we've said this multiple times before, but listening to people talk about things that they're passionate about
is important. Is great.
Is inherently interesting, regardless of whether or not you're interested in
because they
the
make
subject.
you interested in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope, at least for our case.
For the most part,
we've been passionate about things.
I've never heard anything that I am not passionate. I've never heard anybody talk about something that they're passionate about that I have not become at least a little bit more interested in by hearing them talk about it. So yeah, I think that I really enjoyed it.
That's great. Really, you should definitely check this one out.
It's on the Last Podcast Network, available
everywhere.
But yeah, it's a really good one. They also, one thing that I like about them is they don't take themselves too seriously. Like we read in the description, this is the sweatiest podcast in human history. Just such a funny.
Oh yeah, they're very sweaty.
Yeah, just like a funny little like bit in there. But yeah.
I know, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely give it a listen to more. I also listened to the Last Airbender one.
Oh, really? I didn't know that they did one on.
Yeah, it's a few weeks old.
Did they do it justice?
Yeah. They talked about the history of everything, how the creators, like, got to Nickelodeon, got to do a pitch.
Right.
Got super lucky with kind of everything, how they brought on Sifu Kisu to do all the martial arts, and how...
They brought on who?
Sifu Kisu.
I have never heard that name before in my life.
He's the martial artist he was their consultant for animating martial art stuff.
Oh, cool. All right.
He's really cool.
He's
they did the Swordmaster character. They based off of him.
Oh, really?
Yes, as like a tribute.
That is a really interesting little Easter egg
ain't
thing.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I learned that
Absolutely.
through Wizard and the Bruiser. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
And they also talked about M. Night's terrible movie.
Well, I mean, I feel like
they have to talk about it.
The unfortunate reality is that one of the greatest animated TV shows of all time, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, now has this stain on its legacy because of one of the most god-awful movies ever created.
Yes. Hopefully the soon-to-be Netflix live-action show will be great.
I don't know. I still...
It's happening.
We'll discuss it at length at a different time, but I still don't see the need to come back at it, because what are you going to... It's just a money grab in my mind. There's nothing you can add to it by creating...
It's absolutely a money grab, but I'm so excited.
Because they will get my money.
It seems to be a money grab done right, because they have all the creators coming back and stuff, so...
We'll see.
You know what? We shouldn't dive into this now.
That's another that's an intro bit that we can discuss at a different time. But yeah, all right. So we have one more, right?
And last and worst of all, I'm kidding, of course, Esoteric Oddities.
How dare you?
No, it was very good.
They also have one of the most... I mentioned this before, but like... they have one of the most badass names of any podcast that I've ever listened to.
You're never forgetting that name.
Esoteric Oddities. So... It's a big word that rolls off the tongue. I love it. I really love it.
I do love it.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing I want to say.
Yes.
Straight off, their entire tone is so mellow.
Very relaxing.
But
I got that vibe too.
When I think of like a mellow podcast, I think boring. But
No.
Then I came here. I listened to them, and they kept my interest the entire time. For I think I listened to 2 episodes.
Yeah. It's an hour and change each episode.
Yeah. I couldn't try not to pay attention because they were just fascinating the entire time.
It's so interesting to me that they're so mellow and calm when discussing some of the scariest and most violent things that have ever happened in human history. I really do like them. What are the names of the people? Jonathan and
Sarah.
Sarah, yes.
I believe. Sorry in advance
if we're butchering the name.
Yes,
but yeah,
it's been a few days since I've listened.
Yeah. So this is, like we said, this is a paranormal. I mean, they cover everything, but the one that I listened to anyway, I only listened to one episode because I'm a douche. But I listened to their one on curses where they reviewed the where Jonathan talked about the curses involved with the Poltergeist and Omen franchises.
I listened to that one too.
So damn cool. I loved everything about that episode.
It was very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that one thing that I noticed because like I said, I've listened to a lot of these, and I've listened to and That's Why We Drink. One thing that I noticed that's very different from this and That's Why We Drink is that this one seems a little bit more scripted. That's not bad. That's just a different style.
A different approach.
Yeah, and it makes sense because I think they mentioned in this they had a one-off line that made me think that they were writers. So it makes more sense that they would write and then read what they wrote on the stage.
like I could tell they wrote out their stories and then read them to us.
Yeah, and they had several hooks in there that were title headings.
No, these guys too are also very good storytellers.
Absolutely, they really, really are.
Like this podcast is it sounds like what it feels like to sit near a fire and listen to ghost stories.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
I kind of understand that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just like a call. Like you just feel warm, by a fire, listening to horrible things. It brings back memories of my youth.
I think that it's a little more relaxing than that, because the thing about listening to ghost stories by a campfire is that it's a serene environment, but you're gripped onto every other word, anything could just shock you and stuff like that. The paradoxical thing about this podcast is, like you said, you become relaxed while also simultaneously feeling fear, but a subtle fear that just kind of ingrains itself in your relaxation.
Kind of hangs out.
Yeah.
I also have to give props because I love a good podcast where you can tell the people involved are very, very close and love each other very much.
They have so much fun. Yeah.
but you can tell these two definitely have been friends for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So and their chemistry is definitely...
Chemistry is very important.
It uploads to their chemistry. They're uploading their personalities, and their chemistry carries with it. So I respect that.
Yes, definitely check out Esoteric Oddities, and I will not insult your art because I do think it's very good.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the art for this one actually. I just kind of downloaded and looked at it, but let me look at it now. Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Clean cut, super good. They also have a really cool Instagram.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. This kind of their cover art kind of reminds me a little bit of the X-Files. It's got that kind of vibe of the black and white photos of monsters, and I think that's a summoning circle in the top left corner.
Yeah, I think so.
Could be wrong about that, but yeah. But anyway, give them a check them out because they're also a very enjoyable podcast.
I liked it a lot.
Enjoyable listen. Yeah.
And I think that's it because we don't have a 7th.
No, we don't.
All 6.
All right.
We got through all of them. Overall, there was not one that I didn't come away enjoying in at least one way.
I had a pleasant experience listening to all of them, just in very different ways.
Yeah. We definitely had a good variety. I'm glad we kind of balanced it between well-known podcasts and newer or lesser-known podcasts.
Yes.
Because it's a fun mix them up. You know what I'm saying?
A fun mix them up. A mix and
match.
It's
like a meet and greet between people who just listen to other people talk.
That is a whole community that we are now a part of.
Yeah, well, I guess that's all of humanity. All we do is listen to others and then speak to others.
That's a really weird summary of humanity.
Back to Radical Skateboard Man. Yo, what up? I'm gonna run this half pipe. All we do is listen.
What are we? Yo, look! I'm gonna do a corkscrew. And by the way, have you ever thought about the fact that we are just a blue ball floating in the middle of space with no real purpose or meaning in life
We're all
at
gonna
all?
die someday.
Yeah, and we'll all be forgotten eventually.
Make peace with your gods.
In a blink of an. in the blink of an existential eye. Anyway, watch us cry. Anyway,
that was great.
That was
good job, Mike.
All right. So yeah, really good podcasts.
These types of episodes I love so much.
Yeah, review podcasts are kind of fun, just because we get to express our opinions and just
kinda... we get to show you why our podcast is cool.
I hope.
Yeah, please don't
I
leave.
sincerely hope that our podcast is half as entertaining as any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they could just do they could just fire right back.
I mean,
imagine we get 7 hate reviews
just
next week
from each of these. If we get a review from Marvel Entertainment, I don't care if it just says "LOL, you guys suck." I don't even care. I'm gonna frame that comment
and retweet that till I die.
Yeah, absolutely.
They noticed me.
Yeah. All right. Should we do pick and bucket?
It's time for the pick and bucket. You picked last week, so
you pick this week.
Give me that pretty pink pick and bucket. I'll try not to bring hell upon us.
You probably will. What's new? What is it?
Yay! I've been waiting for this one, and you're not gonna be mad or anything.
That sounds terrifying. What is it?
It's called meditation concentration.
Oh, really? Explain.
Do 1 hour of meditation every day.
Interesting. Okay. For a week.
For 1 week.
Not
until the end.
Not until the end of time. All right. Nice. Have you meditated at all ever?
No, but I've always kind of wanted to because I've heard it does a lot of great things for your health.
It's supposed to. Yeah. I mean, yoga as a whole is based off of meditation techniques.
And now this is actually coming out at a perfect time because it's finally starting to get nice out.
Yes. Absolutely.
We can go outside and really just enjoy ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could meditate, in a park or something like that.
Yeah.
That is a very picturesque thing to do.
I'm going to give it a try at least once outside.
Yeah.
So
all right.
that's going to look forward to. Turn it to us next week. Blah, 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 blah.
When we talk about our experience meditating.
And
you guys should also meditate, so we don't feel like idiots.
No, we're gonna feel like idiots regardless.
I guarantee.
Didn't matter what we pulled. We're just gonna feel like idiots.
Well, because we're very dumb.
But considering that a few of you might be new here, why don't you consider sticking around? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we worked hard for you.
we
danced like the little monkeys we are.
Yeah, we are doing. I mean, the purpose of this podcast is to try to improve ourselves by trying out different things. So do that with us, because, self-improvement is a universal trait.
Because we all suck.
We all do suck, at least a little bit.
So make an effort.
Radical. Anyway.
That should just be like you're getting too deep, man. Radical.
Well, yeah. So yeah. Anything else you want to say about meditation?
Nah, just say goodbye.
All right, bye guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have our own social media links in the description below. Please give us a follow.
You can also find all of the podcasts we mentioned in the description as well.
Give them a follow and a listen.
Yeah.
Please. We also have some other artists that help us out with our podcast. We have Adam Rudy, who does the music that you hear on the podcast. We have Winston De Jesus, who does the podcast cover art, which Alex so deeply loves.
Inside joke. Give them a call. I'm sorry, I'll stop now. I'll never mention you again. Sorry.
God.
But seriously, he does good work.
The Bitmojis are fun, okay? I think that they're very charming.
We can agree to disagree.
All right. Anyway, he does very good work too. So give them a like, a follow, whatever. Just, show them some love. Please show us some love. Please leave us a rate, a review, because that does help our podcast grow. And tell a friend about it, because that also helps our podcast grow.
Hooray.
I guess until next week, don't forget to challenge yourself.
And try something new while you still can.
See you all next week.
Death is approaching.
Bye-bye.